Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Last time we took Jiaoxi, and now we're gonna have to get back all of our rations and all of our gold, because, let's face it, we are now in a recession. Battles take a lot of rations. You can't possibly think that you could just waltz in and beat the hell out of everybody. Now then, I would talk to Zhang Jiao, but this is the only time I can do an agricultural development. And I have literally 5 months to do all of that. So that way, I can go on ahead and gain some more money and some more rations, so that way I can possibly get myself ready for the next battle. Now then, I should have actually set up some officers in certain positions. That way the strategies would be a lot more sufficient. And he's strong-arming another alliance. Okay, at least we don't have to worry about Sun Xuan. Somebody else, on the other hand, that's a different story. You know, I should also check to see where Lu Bu is. You know, just cause. I mean, this is a gathering of heroes after all. And let's see, we'll probably do another trade, get myself some more money, and thankfully, nobody is attacking this time. Alright, well, nobody attacking me, that's what I meant to say. Let's see, one more. Let's go and procure some gold. However, I didn't notice that Zhang Bao is, or should I say Zhang Liang is giving all of these suggestions, but I managed to meet the quota this time, so I'll be able to get my I was trying to say I should be able to at least get the merit for this month. Or this war council. So let's see. Anything else I need to do right about now? Yeah, let's go on ahead and try to raise some of these E's and turn them into D's. That way I can go on ahead and make sure that nobody decides to defect. Because trust me, the higher that these guys are in approval rating, the less likely they'll just defect from you. But I have been in a playthrough where S ranks defect from me for no freaking reason. So yeah, the randomization is just as bad as Dynasty Warriors 6. So now, switching gears, while I'm over here giving some sort of interaction with everybody at least, I would like to talk about something that I did briefly mention in the last part. And that was... let me see if I can get show you first. But as I was saying, and that was the rock, scissor, paper combat. Here's how the rock, scissor, paper combat works in Dynasty Warriors 9. You have arrow, by default, infantry, and cavalry. Arrow will allow you to have arrow troops to follow you. However, they are strong against infantry. And infantry, they will increase your attacks, while cavalry increases your events. Infantry is stronger than cavalry, and cavalry is stronger than the arrows. So that is basically the rock, scissor, paper format. Meanwhile, I think somebody on my troop just, did something and... Oh, no! No! I just got finished raising my likability with you! You son of a bitch! Okay. It's okay. It's okay. All I need to do is just... all I need to do is just fight him. That's all. I mean, he can't gone too far. So I might as well just recruit for now. Because these three is the only way those three goals for the session, like the 6-month session, is the only way we're going to, or should I say my empire. Okay, let me calm down. Those 3 goals is the only way outside of battle, outside of training, that the ruler is going to actually get the merit. And I was trying to recruit Shang Bao back into the group, and he just refused. And I think I got one more person. I have to recruit someone, so eventually he'll come back. Eventually. This is too much of a headache. Oh look, somebody died. We'll have to deal with them eventually. And they got the Nanman territories. At least we don't have to worry about elephants. Yet. Oh right, elephants is actually a strategy. And I think it's a secret strategy that is before the battle. And I think Ming Hua is the only one that can actually pull that off. So I'm gonna probably get... Yeah, I was scouting to see which one I can get. And I'm gonna get this guy. I can't believe I got Li Jue. I mean, yeah, he may be dog shit, but hey, it's better than nothing. So, with that said, at least I've got myself some officers watching these territories. And honest to God, I should split up all of the enemies, not enemies, the allies that I have, so that way they could have some people watching the kingdom without me having to travel to the capital to basically watch over them. Because here's the thing, Dynasty Warriors 9 took out a lot of stuff, and I mean it took out a lot from this Empire's game. One of the things is officers cannot win the battle. They can charge in, they can eliminate all the troops outside, but they cannot win the battle at all. And you want to know what makes it even worse? Wait, I can't finish the stroll even though I just got finished getting that. Anyway, you can't make people surrender in this game. And remember how you were able to make armies back in the day? Nope, you can only make characters. And only characters. It is just sad. Yeah, the only thing you can do is make characters and replace them with the created characters that you made. So that way they'll have some really goofy looking designs with the limited amount of creativity you can give to them. Oh, but it's the best Dynasty Warriors experience! No, seriously. When I said this game is bare bones, I meant it. And remember I also mentioned the difficulty gacha? Yeah. Even if you go to the highest difficulty, you will barely even get artifacts. Barely get a legendary or an epic. Meaning you have to fight this thing on chaos in order for to get like the ultimate weapon, which again, I said difficulty matters, which is a good thing, but at the exact same time, there is just no point in trying to enforce difficulty. Excuse me one second. I know people are probably confused as to what I'm saying, but before we do, let's talk about the fact that Zhang He just raised his vagrant flag on that area. But anyway, let them deal with that, because it's going to be a literal 2-month thing for that. But when I mention difficulty gacha, I mean you have to buy Dynasty Warriors 9, find all the resources, and craft all of the DLC weapons and all of the weapons in the game in Dynasty Warriors 9. On top of the fact you gotta buy all the scrolls as well in order to do that. You literally have to spend a lot of time and money on Dynasty Warriors 9 for the corresponding system you have the Empires game for. I have this for the PS4. 9 is for the Xbox One. The Xbox One barely has any data left on it. Because unfortunately that, oh, and what's this crap? What is this crap? Why did you even left? Sorry to interrupt myself, but I'm bearing witness to this insanity. I just got finished trying to recruit you. You did not want to be recruited, and now all of a sudden you come back. Why did you even leave? This is the random shit I'm talking about. Oh god, this is gonna be one of the highlights of this. We're in for the long haul, folks, if shit like this keeps happening. God have mercy. But as I was saying, the Xbox 360 that I had, both the Xbox itself and the external hard drive were both 500 gigabytes. That was all at the time I could afford. Now I can afford to get myself a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte or a 3 terabyte. But the problem of the matter is the compatibility to the Xbox One. That's where the problem came in. I bought a 3.0, 2 terabyte external hard drive, and it's not compatible with the Xbox 360. So now I only got like 30 gigabytes left, and this game takes more than that. Meaning, if I wanted to get all the weapons, I would have to literally buy this game on the PS4, get all the DLC, and all the weapons, just so I can have all the weapons available. See what I mean by difficulty gacha? And they wonder why people hate this game sometimes. Meaning you would have no reason to play Chaos Mode if you transferred all the weapons and those stupid looking horses, and even the specialty horses that you happen to unlock from the game. You would have no reason to play Chaos or Hard Mode if you went to the game. But if you're doing this standalone like I am, you have no choice but to go to Chaos or Hard. And no, I'm not complaining. This is an actual mechanic in the game. So yeah, again, I forgot to assign roles to my troops. So the only reason why Yi had that little interaction with me is because of the fact that he wants to become the strategist. That's the only reason that happens. So you'll have to actually assign some ranks to your troops, and I need to do that soon. And it's going to come down to it that I'm going to have to try to build up my forces, because yes, we are going to attack somebody, and that somebody is am I going to attack what I think I'm going to attack? Let's see. Is it the Namen territories itself? Yep, I'm going to go for the Namen territories. Look at the fact that I can overwhelm all of these guys. None of these lands stand a chance against me. But I might as well just try to take Jiaoxi, because that right there will make everything go my way. I just need to get some more troops and some more soldiers. That way I could make sure that the first 3 territories that I have will work out in my favor. And I gotta make sure that I'm not contested, because sometimes in war councils, even if you make the decisions, you can be contested by one of your officers that happen to make it to the war council, and they will propose something that either is worse or better than what you brought out. Yeah, I might as well try to get you to a C. Eventually I'll get him to something higher than a C. Ugh, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. Let's see, let's interact with 4 of these guys. And I start raising every one of them back from a... And I don't even see him anywhere! That's a thing! Ah, well. What can I say? Is there anything else that needs to be mentioned aside from all the important stuff? Actually, yeah, there is. I forgot to mention the sibling system. Might as well bring that up too. The sibling system is as follows. We gotta beat the game in order for... Well, I gotta beat the game with a married couple in order for them to have a child. And if you play as that child and you have any relatives to a certain character, they will acknowledge you as a relative. Say, like, for instance, the child of Sai Wen-ji and Zhang He happened to be playing alongside his parents. This is a what if. That's not going to happen. Any relatives to Zhang He or any relatives to Sai Wen-ji will actually acknowledge them. Or another example, if I would say Suma Yi had a child with Sang Chenhua, which, by the way, they had like 4 of them, but let's just say they had another. That child will acknowledge Suma Shi, Suma Xiao, and if these guys have, and if any character that's been birthed from another family have their own child, and Suma Shi and Suma Xiao are still alive, they will acknowledge the niece and nephew. And unfortunately, you cannot marry cousins, niece, nephews, or have sworn brothers with them. You can't do that. You can only do that with parents and children, but you cannot, well, sworn brothers actually. You can only do that with parents, but you cannot do that with like nieces and nephews. You can do it with brothers and sisters, but you cannot do that with nieces and nephews. And that's basically the only thing that, it's the only thing, if I'm not mistaken, that siblings can actually do. So right now we're going into war with we're going into war with Jiaozi, and we're not Jiaozi, I think it's the Namen territories, and we're gonna take them from Dian Wei, who happens to be the prefect. He's not the ruler, he's only the prefect. So that means, so long as you actually protect the prefect, you will be able to defend your own land. Or so long as you actually show up there and defend your land will be fine. Granted, you're going to lose a couple of soldiers here and there because it got hit really hard. So long as you defend your land, you're good to go. That's not going to be the case as far as for the enemies. If you defeat the enemies, sometimes you're only going to defeat the prefect. You're not going to actually take the land itself unless you defeat the actual ruler. Or at least the ruler comes over and tries to defend the land. And when that happens, that is when you actually do take over the land. So, the Namen territories. Where do I begin with this shithole? They have poison lakes, which does not care who is in charge of the territory. You fall in, you're gonna take damage, and it's going to suck. And not just that, there is no way to get rid of them, unlike Dynasty Warriors 9, which you actually had to take care of them as a objective. Oh, and now that I stop to think about it, you're probably wondering, why am I talking over this and they have a bunch of cutscenes? Well, folks, Koei, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they do not want to reprise the vox actors, unlike with Dynasty Warriors 9. They realize they got gypped, so they will not return back, probably in future Dynasty Warriors, meaning that they'll go cheap and get Japanese voice actors, and that's going to be the gist of Dynasty Warriors 10. Because, yeah, it is going to be... what's he doing? Well, we at least captured the enemy base. And we got ally reinforcements. That's what's up. So as I was saying, they will refuse to get English voice actors, so they're going to go on ahead and get Japanese voice actors, which will only do certain voice work for certain characters. Some of them, they won't even have a voice at all sometimes. But in most cases, it's just going to be voice acted throughout the entirety of this game. That's it. Uh-oh. Now we've got something new. We can actually talk about this. The plans in question. Sometimes the plans will actually be as follows. You find the plan captain in order to stop Ballista. You find the plan captain in order to stop a fortified base. Or you find the plan captain to stop a fire attack. Because if they manage to score a fire attack, they can turn this around and really hurt your morale. And you have a lenient amount of time. Oh, the plan captain showed up. Good. I don't have to play a guessing game, because normally he won't show up on the first base. In fact, sometimes he'll show up on the last base. But once you kill the plan captain, that's it. The fire attack is successfully thwarted, and we're good to go. And yeah, stopping plans from enemies will make things a lot easier in the long run for you. You'll pretty much dominate the battle just about every time. And damn it, one of my officers had to withdraw. And I also should bring that up too, because every time one of your officers withdraw, and you just saw me double jump over a lake. You just saw me double jump over a lake, but whatever the case. Anyway, if one of my troops had to withdraw, they will have no choice but to lower morale between you and them. Like, they withdraw too much, their like relationship with you will somewhat drop a level. If it drops down to D, they'll be easily captured. Sometimes they'll be easily captured as an S rank. And I also should warn you, not everybody captures bases. Even though you can make it to where you capture base. Oh god, I thought I got rid of this cold. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. The cold weather is just making my asthma worse. Anyway, there were certain allies that could actually take bases, but at the exact same time, they can't claim the main base. Peasants can no longer claim bases either unless an officer is with them. Yeah, that's right. Even if peasants start pouring into the base, unless an officer is with them to claim that base will still not be captured. And another person had to be withdrawn. God damn it! So 2 people had to be withdrawn. Great, just great. I wish it wasn't that way, I really do. So, on that note, let's just try to break into... Oh god, I fell into the poison swamps. Oh no! And it's starting to hurt me. It's starting to hurt me. It's terrible. I hate the poison swamps. I hate them. 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 Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, the max stat for anybody is 99. So, let's go on ahead and take care of everybody that's been redeployed. Specifically Su Xing. Gotta make sure that I get rid of this guy first. Because in this game, if you take care of the generals, your bases will be just fine. Because again, allies cannot, and I repeat, they cannot, well, like I said, like the piddling soldiers, like the peasants and all the common soldiers, they can't take bases. Only generals, and I do believe rulers can too. Now I do believe rulers are supposed to take over the bases. How else are they going to conquer your land? So, since we've completely took care of business, and we've got all the lookout bases back to normal, now we can easily scale the wall and finish off Jian Wei, who just so happens to be in charge of this precinct. Or prefect. That's what I meant to say, not precinct. I just need to jump over and take care of business. But first, yeah, no defense captain. It's only a matter of time before I actually jump over the wall. In fact, I should be doing that now. And no, your weapon actually is slower to cut down doors than what it was in Dynasty Warriors 9. Thing is, they took some great ideas and they took out all of the best features trying to implement these great ideas. These great ideas can't be complemented with the previous features because past features that made the game great has been omitted. And I wish game developers would stop doing that. You have a good mechanic system in Dynasty Warriors 8. You should improve upon it instead of just eliminating it outright. Whatever the case, I'm gonna start sending some soldiers over to Dian Wei's way, and then we're going to completely defeat Dian Wei. That way, we'll be able to take the prefect he was in charge of and add it towards mine. Let's see, anybody else need to go over there? Yeah, you. It'll basically be an all-out attack by the time I take care of this base. And, well, I managed to take care of the base by just stepping in it. So there's no more catapult troops, and we're good to go, because Dian Wei will be the only obstacle. And I think Su Xing came back. So he's going to try to get a match with you. Sorry, my hand was over my mouth. Anyway, as I said, he's going to try to get a match with you. Or if you constantly beat an officer and they haven't been defeated or captured, they will try to get a match with you and fight you for honor, basically. This only happens randomized. It doesn't, like, always happen. It only happens, like, in certain random intervals. Now, where did that guy go? Up there he is! I just saw him run past me. I just didn't know where he went. So, with that said, he can die for all I care, because I'm going to capture him, and that should take care of him. Well, he's not dead, basically. He's just been defeated. So, all that's left is to take care of Dian Wei. As Dian Wei, he's the leader, and sometimes he will cause you to backtrack to your base. As you saw earlier, in the last part, during battle, you'll be forced back to go to base, because if you don't take care of the assault team, they'll lower your morale, and more than likely, allow officers to capture your base. That's the only time when special officers can capture the base, and I should really take care of that, option to pan into Musou officers. I really should. But the only time that the base is in danger of being taken is when actual assault captains, since there will be generals technically, will be taking your base. And the same thing goes for bannermen as well. Yes, specific bannermen can show up into your base. But we managed to defeat Dian Wei while I was talking about other things, because let's face it, the Nanmans, while they're important, they're also not important at the same time. The reason being, it's important for their resources. It's unimportant to batter them, because yeah, you're supposed to battle them in order to take their land, but what can you do? And we captured Su Xing. So, at least we got ourselves another prefect for this area. I'll just have to make some arrangements on the next part. And this, in case anybody has not seen my Dynasty Warriors 9 Let's Play, is Su Xing, one of the new characters. His gimmick he lost his home before he came to Wu. And he is technically will spread the word of tigers and families for a home. That's basically what he is in his character development in a nutshell. But Su Xing actually did do some really good stuff back in his day, because he was one of the main people that masterminded that fake palace plot. And now I got the title tactician, which now we can get combat medics, which can start healing everybody as opposed to having to rely on actual plans. So we just captured Jiangning, and we're getting rejected by every officer that's there. And one of which was the person that was just made a magistrate. Now, if I was to capture him, the entirety of the lands that he owned would belong to me, and that would have made things a lot shorter. Not to mention, any of the officers that was working for him would belong to me if I would have caught him, but I didn't. So I'll just have to worry about that next time. For now, we have to go back to the War Council, and we actually gained some profit this time around. We'll probably lose it by the end of the month. More than likely we will. And, what's happening here? Okay, I guess. Oh, right. This happens if you took 3 lands in a row and you were a benevolent ruler. Likewise, you would actually be wallowing in gold if you took 3 lands and you were a villainous ruler or despot. So yeah, 3 down, about 22 more to go. Provided I take care of certain officers that just so happen to... Oh, okay, we raised the relationship. Great. Honest to God, I wish I could afford a great banquet so I can make their relationships be a lot better. Oh, yes. Raise my level. Raise it high. We'll have to go for military affairs from here on in, so that way we can actually start getting some troops in. And honestly, I should go for human affairs too. That will actually help out. But we'll just hold off on actually attacking for right now, because as you can see, we don't have enough resources, or should I say, we don't have enough rations for another war. And then I get challenged. So what does he has to propose? Okay, he wants me to try to go after Cao Ong again in Yang'an. Offers to increase the rations to 15,790, and also to sabotage a kingdom. Well, he does have the better offer, because I'm only working on gold, not rations. I should have had rations, but they did not have that there. It randomly shows up, and that's the thing I gotta deal with. Random stuff. So, he ends up getting literally the better offer. So now I'm gonna be focusing on not only doubling up on rations, but now I'm gonna have to sabotage a kingdom, which will make me evil. Which will bring me evil points. And will drop my bravery. And yeah, we've got discussions with Xiahou Yuan, but for right now, we need to form an alliance. That way we need to make sure that we aren't double attacked. Where is that person who has Jiao Zi under his crosshairs? That's the one person I want to try to make sure that doesn't come back. Yeah, that's you. You. So who shall I send to this ordeal? Okay, we might as well just send the son of the sleeping dragon. Let's see how he can actually negotiate. Oh, I went down in bravery. Yeah, great. But I still managed to get the ways of life for bravery. I'm gonna still need to raise up my bravery some more. Anyway, let's give him an offer he can't refuse, and thankfully he can't refuse the fact that for 12 months he's not gonna attack me, which means I'll give me time for me to build up my resources. And oh, okay, let's strong arm Sun Quan for another 12 months. Alright, I think that works with me. So, might as well procure some resources, and I will stop it here, and in the next episode of Dynasty Warriors 8 Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Why am I thinking of that? That's what happens when I have two Dynasty Warriors games coinciding with each other. Anyway, in the next episode, we're going to build up my rations and resources so we can attack Yang'an. This is RVMan985. I'll see you all next time on Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires.